Welcome, and thank you for tuning in. You're listening to the Beyond 50 radio program. I'm Daniel Davis. As many of us get to the point where we're aging and finding that our bodies and our inside feelings just don't feel the way we did when we were in our youth, we try to reach out into a confusing world of products and services that promise that particular thing that we're looking for. We want to look for wellness, we want to look for good shape, and we certainly want to feel alive and energetic as we try to pursue our life dreams and goals. On the program today, we're going to be talking about something that seems relatively simple when it comes to reshaping and wellness. And we're going to be talking with someone with the leading reshaping and wellness company in the world. We're going to learn about how we can reshape the outside and revive the inside. We're also going to learn about nutraceuticals that provide wellness solutions for people, including both men and women who wish to achieve better health and beauty results. We'll also understand why people are so passionate about this particular line and this company. The company is Ardyss. Joining us here on the Beyond 50 radio program today is a wonderful representative known as Gershon Head. Gershon, thank you for joining us here on the program today.
Thank you for having me, Daniel.
You bet. Now let's talk about the Ardyss line of reshaping garments created differently than its competitors. And who are they? Who would you consider to be Ardyss competitors?
Oh, there are numerous competitors out there. Some of the names escape me, but we do have, I think there's one called Angel, and we have Heavenly Curves or something like that, but there's so many competitors out there, so many people with similar type products that promise to also reshape, that also have the shapewear, that also have the corsets and things like that. So if you were to Google it, you would pull up so many different names, so many different companies out there. But what sets ours apart is the way that ours is designed. It was designed with physicians, with doctors to make sure that these products are not just making you shapely, but they're also providing support for your body.
So let's talk about this reshaping. Now, what happens here? What does a person actually put on, and what does it do actually?
Okay. Well, we have quite a few in our line. On our women's line, we have our number one, which is our Body Magic. And when you're putting that on, it has the ability to slim you down about 2 to 3 sizes instantly. So sure, it takes maybe about 10, 15 minutes just to put on the garment because it is compression wear. But once you have it on, it's on. It does have the flexi-boning system, and the flexi-boning is no wires. There's no rigidity in the support process. And what it also does, it helps to realign your spine, so you get that lumbar support. It also helps to realign your organs to make sure that they're sitting in its proper location, rather than when we tend to sit at the desk and sometimes we tend to slump over, so we're pushing down on our organs. So this helps you to stay erect and stay straight, and provides that much-needed support for the body. And so many of our products have the same features.
So now, where are these reshaping garments? Where are these products manufactured at? Are they U.S. made or?
And we do have our own labs and factories in various parts of the world. So, no, the majority of them are not just U.S. made, but they are imported, and they are under guidance of the owners of the company. So you have the De Leon family. They make sure that these products are of high quality, superior quality, so you're not going to get anything that's flawed.
Now, I understand that these reshaping garments, as we've been talking about, improve organ function. Now, that seems kind of funny. I mean, you put something on the outside, but it actually helps on the inside. What's going on there?
That's true. Well, again, as I was saying, over the years, usually about the age of I'd say about 30, the pressure over the abdomen begins to deteriorate. It starts to break down, and that's usually from the way that we sit throughout the day, especially if we're sitting at the desk or just sitting in particular. And the internal organs such as your liver, your kidneys, your colon, your pancreas, they begin to lose their ability to function at the optimal level because they're designed to work properly with a certain amount of pressure that we tend to lose about that 30 or so age. So and they start to shift, and then because of that shift, you may get, backaches or some other illnesses that may appear. So when you're putting on these garments, they're made to apply that needed pressure on those organs, again, keeping the spine aligned and erect, and also putting that needed pressure on the frontal part to make sure that your organs are put back into the place that they're supposed to be.
Oh, that's very fascinating. There's no doubt about that. I'm kind of curious, too. One thing that we actually talked about on the show most recently was that of posture and spine health. And I was kind of curious how these reshaping garments might be able to work with that.
Well, absolutely. Well, without the protection like the assistance that's provided by our garments, you tend to have the buttocks shifting downward. You'll also have the spine becoming misaligned. And so then you tend to become fatigued and things like that without that your spinal alignment. So with these garments, they help with that. So they pull it all in. So again, you're not getting just the benefits of the immediate slim down, but you're also getting that lumbar support as well.
Wow, fascinating. I'm curious how the garments continue to provide health and beauty benefits even when they're not being worn. Now, that's something different.
Absolutely. See, what happens is if you're wearing it a minimum of about 8 hours a day, after a while the body tends to get used to where it's been positioned. So I'd say probably about 8 hours a day for about 30 days minimum. And you would start to see the changes, and then your body will eventually get used to being in that position that you placed your body in by wearing the garment. So then when you're taking them off, or if you haven't worn a garment for a day or something like that, your body stays in that position. It doesn't just automatically revert back. You won't have that issue because your body is used to now being in that erect position, having a certain amount of pressure on the body, and it helps with that.
Now, I understand this certainly isn't a one-size-fits-all, so how does a person find out their correct figure type?
Well, of course, we do have it where you can either speak with a representative about if you're not so sure about what your figure type is. But normally the figure types are where you're fuller at the top than you are at the bottom, or if you're fuller at the bottom than you are at the top. We also have those that are full-figured where you're pretty much even from top to bottom, or you have an apple shape which would contain the belly. And then you have, of course, the hourglass shape, and then you have the athletic build. So the person would generally fall in those, 5 categories. And if you're not sure of where you would fit, then you would speak to a representative, and then we would come to a conclusion as to about pretty much which category you would actually fit in.
Now, do people ever feel any discomfort in this Body Magic outfit?
No, actually, you can wear it quite comfortably. You can wear it, again, it's recommended a minimum of 8 hours, but let's say you have that soiree or function that may take you into the evening hours and you may not want to take it off or something. You would feel comfortable even beyond the 8-hour period. You should not be feeling restricted or like you can't move or can't breathe or anything like that. We fit you appropriately. So when you get your measurements, you would either speak with a representative or meet up with a representative to get your measurements, or you can have yourself measured by perhaps someone that's close to you and your family, or go to an alteration shop. Either way, as long as you get your proper measurements, that's the way that we can help you to make sure that you're in the proper garment in the first place so you won't have that uncomfortability.
Now, it sounds like this isn't something that you buy in regular clothing sizes. Is that true?
Oh, of course not. You can't just take it like if you're in a size, for ladies, a size 14, and then you would get a Body Magic or any of our Ardyss products in a size 14. It doesn't work that way. In fact, we tend to take your measurements like the old-fashioned measurements in an alteration shop. We would measure you at the waist and at the hips to make sure, and at the thoracic area, to make sure that you're getting a proper fitting, because they go based on your waist and hips measurements, not based on, oh, this is an extra large or a small or something like that. It doesn't measure based on that.
Now, we've certainly talked about what the Body Magic Reshaping System is all about. Are there any extra things that perhaps our listeners should know about?
Well, we do provide garments for not only the ladies, we also provide it for the men as well. And you'd be surprised at how many gentlemen we actually have come to us. And the biggest, I think one of our top sellers is what we call the abdomen. It wears like a T-shirt, but it also provides a mild support to bring in the tummy for the gentleman, as well as, that lumbar support. So, of course, this is not just for ladies only. It's also for the gentlemen.
Oh, that's very encouraging. Guys always seem to be on the outside looking in when it comes to things like this, and it's like we want to look beautiful too, especially.
Exactly. That's very true.
Fascinating. Now, I'm kind of curious. Now, we've talked a lot about this, certainly these reshaping garments, but I also understand, too, that you have a lot to do with some certain lines of products that people can actually use when it comes to a person's health. And one of them I was curious about was a drink for diabetes. What exactly is that?
Actually, yes. We have quite a few nutraceutical products. We have our Lviv, which is one of our top-selling products with an antioxidant formula that you can use for those who have diabetes, as well as a coffee, which is called Sweet Balance. It's one of our line of our Delion coffees, and that helps to balance the blood sugar. So a person with diabetes, you can use either one of those products and feel perfectly safe. It's not going to spike your sugar levels or anything like that.
Wow. Imagine that. People who can, and it gives the kind of energy people are usually seeking when they drink coffee, or?
Exactly, without the caffeine. So you don't have to worry about jitters. You don't have to worry about a crash or an up and down. It keeps you steady throughout the day.
Now, as you were talking just a moment ago about this drink for diabetics, Lviv juice, what if someone's using medications for to manage their diabetes?
Well, if you're taking medication, this will not have any contraindications with your medication. It's 100% fruit juices. It's all natural. If you do, I will extend out here that if you feel that you're unsure, you would speak with your doctor to make sure that everything is okay, because it's based on a person's personal needs. But with just based on our knowledge, this will not have an effect with any of your diabetic or other medications. So it can be for anyone in any walk of life, no matter what kind of illness you're facing. This will just be a great antioxidant supplement for anyone to be able to take just for their general overall health.
Now, I was curious because when you think of juices, I mean, there seem to be a lot of them. Every time you go into a grocery store, somebody's got something new out there that gives you everything. And I remember many years ago there was a particular juice that was made from the mangosteen berry, and it seemed that the only way you could get it was through somebody who could actually, I guess, distribute it to you. But then all of a sudden they had it on shelves in supermarkets, and I thought, well, that's kind of stinks, for the people that used to do that there. But, what makes, for instance, we're talking about this Lviv juice, people might take a look at the price tag and think, well, this seems a little spendy for me, when I can go and kind of get this over here for a lot less. And I always suggest people, the first thing you should look at is value. In other words, what's the quality of whatever it is you're buying? Then you try to get a decent price. But if you can't, then you always go for the quality of something. Now, what's the case here?
Exactly. You are correct. You will see different juices and potions and things like that you would normally see perhaps in your local nutrition market or something like that. But Lviv is not available in the grocery stores. And at this point, I don't believe it ever will be, but it is a high-quality juice. You're not going to find this in your grocery store. It has 5 antioxidant juices, including noni, goji, mangosteen, see, mangosteen, and then you have pomegranate. So you have these in there. So they're not usually when you go to a store and you're looking for a product, think about how much of the actual healthy stuff is actually in that product. With ours, it's 100%. It's not low quality. We're not going to say, oh, it has these 5 different products in it, and you're only getting 1% of that product. No, you're getting the full 100% of that product. And yes, it can be a little bit more pricey, but you're getting a 30-day supply of that product. Plus, also you can also get 20% off by going through Ardyss on this particular product. So we do offer certain specials on during certain times of the year on a number of our products. So if the price is a little bit high, we can offer you a 20% preferred club pricing on the product.
Well, that's very encouraging for people to know. But going back to the price thing, it seems funny. We seem to be in a day and an age. And this is just me throwing that out there. People feel entitled that if you want me to buy into this, you need to cut me a discount or give me something for free. And in this particular case here, I want to throw a shout out at people who have that kind of thinking. Well, that's fine if you want to go to the Dollar Tree. Why don't you go ahead and you go do that? Let them go ahead and hook you up. But when it comes to this, what I find is that when people are looking for that price edge, that free or give me that reduction, then they turn around. Those are the same people that most of the time are going to complain or say, this isn't working for me. Well, where's your lack of commitment?
Exactly. You have to be, with any product that you take, you have to be absolutely consistent. Otherwise, you're going to keep getting inconsistent results, if any results at all. You have to be consistent. You have to be dedicated. When you go back to quality, I always go for the quality of the product first before, when I'm looking at a price of something. I'm not going to immediately say, oh, that price is too high, because what is the value of a better quality life? Can we really put a price on that?
No, you certainly can't. It's funny, too. I remember watching a program, and there was a family who the husband, unfortunately, was spending somewhere right around the neighborhood of about $230 a month on medications to manage his diabetes. But yet you watch this family sitting in their van as they drove through a burger stand. They're all drinking half-gallon sized soda pops, eating fast food. And the woman just kept saying the same thing throughout this program was, well, look, I can get this many of this for the same price of this. And you're not really registering the reason why you're all in this condition in the first place. It's because you keep pointing at the fact you can get 6 2-liter bottles of soda pop for $5, versus this over here that could be a lot, better for your health, for crying out loud. You're not getting that?
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Many people tend to put something that's not so good for your body into your body faster than you will pay attention to something that's really good for your health. And Levine tastes good, so it's not going to taste terrible either. So when you're thinking about, many people will also think about, oh, well, if it's a nutritional product or something that's good for me, it has to taste disgusting. And that's not the case at all. It doesn't have to be that way.
Now, what made you decide to get involved with this particular company here?
Oh, my goodness. Let's see. Back in 2009, I was actually introduced to one of our products, our top product, in fact, the Body Magic, and it was another person I had known for a number of years, and she had gotten involved, and so I started wearing it. And I started seeing results of, how my posture had improved, because I would sit at a desk many, many hours of the day, behind the computer, and then if I did get up and walk somewhere, it would be for very long. But I started to see the improvement in my posture within, I'd probably say, 2 to 3 weeks. I started noticing a lot of different changes. So then I started thinking about, I wonder what else this line has to offer. So I started, looking into it and talking to my friend at the time about it. And I really, really liked the products. I started taking the Levine. It helped my energy. I wasn't as sluggish anymore. So once I started using the products, I was better able to say, you know what, I'm so confident about this, and I love these products so much. Perhaps there are more people that in my connection that I'm able to get this message across, that these products absolutely do work. It's not a magic pill. There are no magic pills out there that will, take all of your pains and suffering and all that other thing away. But these products do help, and they help you on your journey. Let's say if you're trying to lose those extra few pounds, the Body Magic will help you to pull it in. We have a long line. We even introduced a new line of the Ardyss Chick products that will help give you that immediate slimming satisfaction while you're on your journey to lose that weight or your journey to get better health. So that was the reason why I got started into selling the products, because I knew that they worked, because I used them for myself.
Now, why don't you, if you could, share a story or two about people that you've reached out to or perhaps connected with you who decided to go this direction with their lives and how perhaps it changed them?
Well, I have a client of mine out in Texas. He called me up, and true story, to get this out there that men can use these products as well. He called, and he was nearly in tears because he went to a family function out in Colorado from his home, and he forgot his abdomen product. And he called me wanting to know if I could Federal Express the item to him, because he was just in so much need for it. He was a heavier gentleman, and he was saying that this really helps me to eat less. It pulls me in, and when I try to explain that to people, they just don't get it because it really helps me that much. He was just he was just really down about not having it. Of course, I couldn't get it to him that immediate, but he was able to be cared for. So that's just one instance. I also have another client out in Wisconsin. She was in a terrible car accident, and her doctor approved her wearing one of our other product lines, which is the Golden Corset, which pulls in the back, aligns the spine and the stomach as well. It's the only product that she can wear that actually helps her when she's in a car these days. So when you have stories like this, that just helps me to know that what we're doing is beyond just putting out a product. We're actually helping people in many instances where they can't find another product on the market that actually has helped them the way that our products have. And it keeps me doing this 100% and giving my dedication to it. And if my clients are not satisfied, I do what I can to make sure that they're thoroughly satisfied with our products and services.
Well, Gershon, it certainly sounds like you're a life improvement specialist.
I don't know that I'd say that, but I try to be.
Hey, go for it, man. It's like they say, just own it, girl. Now, there was something else I noticed here, and it's called Shanty Balance. Tell me about that.
Well, our Shanty Balance is one of our newest products. Now, this, I have to say, is one of the products that I have not tried yet, but we've had some rave reviews for this product. It's designed for physical and mental balance for your integral wellness. So we've been hearing reports of people, all you do is take a packet and add it into about 6 to 9 ounces of water. We've had people come to us saying that it helps with their overall well-being. It also increases their energy. It's relieved for the ladies some hot flashes, some PMS symptoms, stress relief, anxiety relief, and it also improves your mental focus. So it's depending on what it is that you're needing, you'll notice the changes. It's, again, depending on the person, you're going to notice one or the other of these changes for you. And I've been hearing a lot of good reviews from clientele as well as from some of my other fellow representatives on this product. It's set to be probably one of our newest, latest top sellers. It has vitamin B12, ashwagandha, Garcinia cambogia. It has green tea extract, white tea extract, red yeast rice, cayenne pepper extract, and stevia. So you don't have any fillers, you don't have any binders, you don't have any GMO products in our products at all.
Wow. You know, so much has been shared here with our audience today, and I'm sure they feel very encouraged as they reach out to this life transformation specialist here. Kind of throwing that title out there. You can decide you want to keep that on your little plaque there.
My goodness.
But, you know, how can people find out more about this or connect with you if they want to pursue and move in this direction?
Well, they can call me at my direct phone number, or they can reach out to me at my website. If you want me to give that information.
Why don't you go ahead and give the website? We won't do phone numbers, but hopefully on the website they'll be able to connect through, you know, by calling you.
Awesome. Well, the website is ardysslife.com/Live by Design LLC.
And that's where you can connect with Gershon, who is your life transformation specialist, to find out more about how you can reshape and get your body aligned so that you can start feeling better and doing the things that you have felt you've been putting off because you just don't feel like doing it. And after all, we tend to not do things when we don't feel like doing them, and this certainly helps people move in that direction, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I would definitely agree with that.
Right on. And I'll go ahead and give out that website again. It's www.ardysslife.com/Live by Design LLC. And you spell Ardyss, ARDYSSLIFE.com/Live by Design LLC. And our guest joining us here on the Beyond 50 radio program is Gershon Head. Gershon, thank you so much for being on the program today. It's been a true pleasure to learn about this wonderful life-transforming way that people can go about changing things for themselves.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure being on your show.
Thank you so much. We want to thank you, the listeners out there, for making these life changes by certainly just tuning in and finding out what's available out there that's within your reach to make those decisions and to take those steps that are necessary to make it happen. Again, that website that we were giving you earlier is ardysslife.com/Live by Design LLC, where you can connect with Gershon and find out how you can move in this wonderful direction. You can also discover more at beyond50radio.com. That is the number 50. We do encourage you to sign up for our weekly e-newsletter where we talk about particular things just like what we've been talking about here today so that you can connect and reach out and see how this helps you, and you can also share it with others as well. I want to thank you for being on the program today. I'm Daniel Davis. This is the Beyond 50 radio program, and remember, live your day past halfway.